Okay, I'm going to actually. Ooh, what was that noise? And I'm back. And it says I still have 6 viewers. So you know, as you can see, I've put a starting soon sign on. And, oh yeah, yeah. Wait, I've got level. I saw the thing come up. He's just MNG'd. That's fine. Roll something good. Mighty blow it is. Long-term league. Don't know which one's going to get a double for, you know, more interesting skills. Also, I kind of want to fire Rats and Stance, Rats and Krantz, Rats and whatever his name is, Boots and Rats and Boots and Rats. Yeah, you still do in fact have 5 viewers according to this. Booyah! Okay. Oh, and it still says starting soon, even though I'm doing stuff and talking. Now the question is, how can I? Oh no, it says 0 viewers now. Okay. Testing, testing. Cool. Hey, Larry. No, I mean, I said 9 o'clock, which is in 4 minutes, obviously. But he's not said anything yet. Okay, cool. Cool. Testing, testing. La la la. Hello? Testing, testing. Again. Hopefully. Can people hear this? I'm trying to work out how to actually mute my mic. It's not working. God damn it. In case you can't tell, it's not working. How about now? There's actually a Hey Ken, thanks for that. Pardon me. Hello? Did I actually manage to turn everything off? Ah, just a delay. Aha, yeah. Sorry, I had to try to mute everything and failed, and then I managed it, and now I wasn't certain if I'd actually turn everything back on again. You are 27, so still miles away, but I'm not trying that hard. But if you want to, yeah, yeah, exactly. Somewhere I can hear myself forever because that loop must be going on. No, no, it's not. No, I cut the loop. Okay, ignore me. Yeah, very meta. Self-reflexive. There's another phrase that means the same thing, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, yeah, I'm not trying that hard to get to 50, as you can tell by the fact I've just left the stream on for half an hour. With you're in Stunty. Should we see if anybody else has actually accepted the tickets that I sent out like 10 minutes ago, or whenever it was? Sorry, let me just check something because there's like a couple of games that affect my. I mean, I'm in the top of my division in OCC and the top of my division in Rebel, but both the people. But in both of them, there's someone who hasn't played a game, and if they win, they go above me. 4 out of 8 already. Jesus. Talk about and one of the 8 is in a field in the Isle of Wight, so it's basically 4 out of 7 effectively. This is the point at which we discover that actually the guy in the field's already joined as well. Also, we might discover that I've messed up organising the. I've messed up setting up the playoffs, and in fact, this is completely wrong. But we will know when Ethelred comes and can shout at me on stream. So yeah, 4 teams accepted, and 4 more teams invited. I was about to say you've got the highest TV, but just the 77 looks. Well, I keep looking at the picture you posted when I could just be doing this. That's just stupid. 1760. You've got 1520. Next is the ogres who have 1410. Then lots of low TV teams. Well, lowish. Someone die. I mean, it's worrying that that isn't the highest TV team in a stunty league. And also, it's a sign of how how long before the ogres start to really bloat up. Jesus, that's a bit of a team, though, isn't it? That's crazy. Oh, that guy. He was irritating as. Although I do think the plus strength and the horns together were a little bit, pointless. Oops, too far. So despite half the league being ogres, only 2 ogre teams make it through. You gotta love the piling on ogre meta. Oh, look at that. Imagine if he gives him piling on too. That is a nice looking ogre team. Just needs an agility up on one of the block ones. Yeah, I would have taken claw instead of horns. I mean, once you got the plus strength, did the horns come before the strength? So one of each hasn't accepted. So there's 3 goblins and 1 lizard and 2 of everyone else. Is that right? No, that's not right. I can't count. 1 underworld, 1 lizard, 1 halfling, 3 goblins and 2 ogres. It's one of the things I like most about Rebel is the being able to see your dead players. That, you know, especially as I just recycle my names, so just look down the list to find who's dead and isn't on my team, and then stick them on my Rebel team. Otherwise, I end up with like my stunty lizard team, which has, you know, had 2 dodgers for a little while because I forgot I'd actually got one. Were you Chorfs in Rebel? Did we play? We played in the Open Invitational, didn't we? Did you? And you murdered my poor Kislev at some point. Is that plausible? I just remember the Open Invitational being Chorfs and Nurgle and just death. Might not actually do it this season, the end of this season. So I've got quite a good team. I don't want them to die. Oh, you Nurgle now? Okay, yeah. I think it was Nurgle. Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much of the 700 players in Rebel could be attributed to Major Byte's work on Rebel.net. It's definitely a massive selling point for me. Huh. Flying Torpedo Whale, aka Pony of Doom, I think thinks that we've started the next round of Stunty rather than it's the playoffs. You're not invited. I've been drinking wine, so apologise if I'm, you know, not as subtle as I usually am. Oh! Hello, Helio. By the way, you're broadcasting live to the nation of 6 people.
Joke's on you. My mic was muted.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know if I was all set up. I've not done my levels, so I don't know if I'm going to be I never know if my son has climbed around behind my microphone and turned my mic volume to maximum. He hasn't.
That'd be useful because usually I have to turn everyone else up because of my own.
Oh yeah, I have a fancy mic that has a gain dial on the back, so I can.
And it doesn't sound horrible when you turn it all the way up.
I mean, unless I spike.
Yeah.
No, it's actually I did it once where I turned it up, and I could hear like the birds outside. I was just so sat really still, and even though I could it was getting a good solid read on the birds, even though I could barely hear them. So it's more sensitive my own ears is a fair assessment.
Yeah.
On at least a certain mid-range frequency, which covered birds.
I mean, I'm pretty certain that my microphone's much more sensitive than my own ears are. You know, in fact, I can often pick up the sounds of things in my room that I can't hear. You know, the rest of the time.
Exactly. Like you can hear a pipe going. I'm like, what is that ticking noise? And you kind of figure out where it is.
Yeah.
And it's just one of your pipes.
Yeah.
And it just ticks, and you don't hear it.
By the way, say hello to Ken. And
hello, Ken.
And 5 other viewers because I'm streaming.
Hello,
I haven't.
Hello, Mr. 5.
Yeah.
Or Mrs. My question is to you.
Yeah.
This is going to be the presentation of the stunty playoffs.
Yeah.
Principally.
Yeah.
Right.
Mostly, although, do you want to talk about NBA a little bit as well?
I mean, it's been a quiet season, so we went full round robin. But I think that's actually been a good shift. It's been a nice shift because everyone gets to play everyone. Everyone gets their shot at killing. What was his name?
Your guy?
The horns. Yeah, my horns guy. Everyone's had. He's
Horny McCornerson. The one you only put a vote up to make his name makes it so terrible.
Yeah, but what happened was he's been a few chainsaws have been swung at him to no effect.
Yeah.
So people have dedicated. It actually tilted the play a bit because he wasn't the ball carrier or anything.
They just want to kill someone who's better than them. It's
so,
purely classism.
I mean, it's more the natural state of plebs.
Yeah.
To want to bring down, it's functionally anarchy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. By the way, Ken said hello Helio, but he capitalized the I, so it looks like hello.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah. I mean, this is the problem with Tomahoma, is that I and L are basically the same character.
The problem with what is that? What's
It's like Tomahoma's like one of the
okay, yeah.
One of the the really standard fonts is that just
I thought it was Tahoma. Tacoma?
Tacoma. No, I've never heard it said aloud. So
no, me neither.
Yeah, I'm just making it up.
Comic Sans is the only one that people talk about.
So we're not going to have any playoffs because it will be absolute. No one can say, well, you know what, my team's better than their team because everyone's got to play everyone. So if we do have a more swole season next season, I will give a lot of thought to whether we should have round robin and probably put it to a vote because it has been just so. It's a nice opportunity to play. Stunty used to, in Blood Bowl 1, Stunty used to be that way. Everyone played everyone. And that's when there were like 25 teams. Like when Stunty was at its Blood Bowl 1 peak.
Yeah.
And seasons were, you go more than a year long. Like someone could be a filler halfway through and still have played a lot of games.
That's just ridiculous. I imagine there are a lot of teams that died, during the season.
Yeah, no, because obviously Stunty teams explode, and then you can fill in with a Stunty filler, but because stuff like Chef are such field leveling apparatus, it didn't matter. You were completely functional. I was a filler, and I got into a playoffs once as a filler. And I think it was assumed that every single game I hadn't played was a draw. I think that was how the principle was.
Yeah.
So.
Which is worse. It's only 1 point rather than the possibility of 3, or.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of come in a little under par with like the 1.5, but still, it's kind of like that was enough to get me in the playoffs. I didn't win, but it's kind of like joining a little bit late wasn't that big of a handicap. I think I was only like 3-4 games late. But in a 25 game season, So yeah, I wouldn't go to that point. I think a dozen people would probably be the tipping point where that became absurd. But I think it would be a good move to stay with.
I mean, it might be kind of funny just to have one crazy league that lasts a year. We don't start until we have 52 coaches, and then
I mean,
52 coaches have to play a game every week against each other, going all the way
this is one of the
around.
things I'm hoping that Blood Bowl 3 will crack, is letting people have good open leagues where people can just drop.
People keep talking about how Blood Bowl, what I want to change Blood Bowl 3. It's going to be a step back. You know, it's going to be a step back. It's going to be.
To be fair, Blood Bowl 1 had good open leagues.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you could have a league where, as long as everyone has played everyone, or you can set what the rules were. You could say, like, basically you can just anyone can play anyone.
Yeah, there were a lot more settings on how to set up the leagues. Yeah.
Yeah, you can say everyone can play everyone once, everyone can play everyone twice, or everyone can play everyone as many times as they liked, and that's how most leagues. That's how the Open was set up in. I think.
But are you thinking of after what was the third expansion called? Was it?
I think it was a legendary then as well.
No, but the legendary wasn't the last one. It was like the last one was
Dark Elf or something.
One of them. Yeah, no, it was Dark Elf. It was Dark Elf, wasn't it? It was what was it? No, so there was wait, was it Chaos? No, Chaos was Chaos was.
They added a corn team
where
everyone had frenzy.
Yeah. But so
right close to the end.
But yeah, so basically, but there were 3 different expansions for BB1, right? So by the time they got to the third one, they kind of had to be adding better and better leagues. They didn't.
One of them was like a free, please review this again, pleading release.
Yeah.
And 2 of them actually were paid releases. But I think one of the paid releases was basically free if you owned the previous game, and one of them wasn't.
Yeah, no, one of them was like you got it was instead of being £20 for the game, it was £5 or something. So that was for Chaos. But I bet you BB1 Vanilla did not have good league systems at all. I bet you the leagues were awful.
I doubt it. Because I mean, it was still cyanide, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
And they've not had the best relationship with interacting systems, like stuff like optional skills. There's still a significant number of optional skills in Blood Bowl 2. I
think that's a design choice. I think they've done that on purpose, and I like it.
So just to pick up the pace.
Well, basically, yeah. Like, why? It irritates. Like, I have dodge set to optional, and it kind of irritates me when I'm picking it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like, yeah, of course I want to dodge, but it's like even if you don't have it set to optional, if it's going to mean you're going to be on the sideline, it still asks. So the problem is the game is too complicated for a reasonable system to know. For example, there's a whole thing about surfing your own player with a chain surf and it not being a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not even sure where the rules stand on this.
Oh, no, it's correct. It's not a turnover.
If your goal player is handling the ball, and they get surfed...
If they're the ball carrier, it is a turnover.
Right, no, it's not in Blood Bowl 2.
I know it's not in Blood Bowl 2. That is a mistake. But surfing your own player isn't. But if the ball goes out... I don't know, actually, no, because if the ball goes out and it's caught by someone, it might not be a turnover.
No, but see, what happens is when the player holding the ball gets kicked off the pitch, it doesn't roll for a bounce. The ball's off the pitch before it bounces.
Assuming it gets caught, because otherwise it does bounce when it hits the ground.
No, I mean, when you push a player off the pitch, I don't think it bounces into the pitch.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It gets scattered by the crowd.
It automatically gets scattered.
Yeah.
So I've had a situation where the ball landed in the hands of an opponent player, and it wasn't a turnover. Actually, I was the opponent, and it wasn't a turnover. It just landed in one of my players' hands.
Sorry,
There's the whole thing where you can throw a stunty who's not carrying the ball, and then they can hit someone. There was a really bonkers situation where you could throw someone carrying the ball, they could hit someone, not break armor, the ball bounce onto a friend, and it wasn't a turnover. And it was just this really kind of odd change of situation. Because there's a lot of things that are not resolved, and it feels like development stopped a while ago just to sort of sell DLC, and it was kind of like they would have kept an amount of people on staff, to watch out for critical bugs and to keep the DLC.
So in fact, Ken says the big problem with BB1 was the fact the main coding team took no notes, then got sacked or moved on, and the late stage team couldn't patch most of the bugs. And frankly, I would say the main problem with BB1 is it looked kind of bad.
There was a very good cosmetic pack which fixed some of the really big problems the game had, and they did it. It was almost HTML. The actual code they used to position where boxes were, because it was very easy to accidentally hit enter.
Well, I mean, Blood Bowl 2 is basically, having played with the coding, it's all coded in XML. It's not the most complicated
so it
language.
Probably was. Because I remember, when I looked at the mod, I opened the mod up because I knew there was a way if you wanted to change one or two things, you had to go into the configuration files, and it basically was a HTML sheet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it probably was XML.
Yeah.
Because I recognized enough of it to know how to move things around.
Yeah. So Ken actually says he loved the look of BB1. You never mistook one player type for another, and actually the whole as players skilled, they changed appearance is amazing. There's
a tiny bit of that in the current game, but it's like people get a bit of gold here and there.
Is there? Are you sure?
Yeah. I think when players level up a few times, they'll get like a little bit of bling, but that's it.
So subtle.
And I don't know if every single model has it, but I know obviously the cards change significantly.
Yeah. So the borders around the card go completely gold after 5, I think.
We should get shinies randomly, like Pokemon.
So over at Rebel, they've made Blood Bowl the card game. So you kind of pay for packs, and the packs give you players, stars, and skills and stuff.
Are they going to get in trouble legally for that, or are you doing it?
No, so basically, but they're doing it. I mean, Ken might be able to tell us more because I think he's actually an admin in Rebel and I'm not. But I'm just playing there.
I'm saying because if money was changing hands, I'd be very scared.
Oh yeah, no, not real money, but so there's like a points theoretical TV whatever buying packs something or other, Ken's not an admin anymore. Anyway, so basically it's being run just actually Haringzord, is the one who's kind of organised it. Came like I said, I want to do this, and essentially, you build like mixed teams from the cards you get. So you can have like a Skaven thrower with a Dark Elf or whatever, and all these other things. And then I think the teams play each other or whatever. I'm not entirely certain.
They try and win cards.
Yeah, it sounds so complicated that I don't have that much interest in it. But it's basically like Magic the Gathering, Blood Bowl themed. I assume you have to play each other at some point.
It's very impressive that they've managed to work within the limitations by basically working entirely outside of it.
Yeah.
This was the NBA. I was thinking, what is even possible? Like, I was trying to figure out, like, how could you say originally I was starting with concept. What if blocking wasn't a thing? What if you could only blitz?
Yeah.
Like what would the consequences of that even be? And we tried it a few times, and it just resulted in just standing next to each other. and I suppose elite players might be very valuable in that situation.
An entire league of Kislev leaping over each other and not actually hitting each other.
Well, no, you can blitz and you can foul.
But I mean, so having started to play with the game files, I reckon I could edit out blocks. I reckon I could make it impossible to do a block. Like, what would probably happen is every time someone tried to do a block, the game would crash. But obviously, that would teach people not to do that anymore. So, it would work eventually.
But I'm saying, working within the limitations, not letting people choose a skill up.
Yeah,
has changed the feel. Like, the Kislev teams are doing some incredible things, which no one else is really able to, because even the war dancers, which would normally be the first choice, can't do it.
No, because they're not allowed in. They're not
welcome. No. Yeah. Your name's not down. We're not coming in.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're allowed wrestle though. Like
it was a long conversation that was had about that. It was I think Larry's starting to wake up. I think he's rising.
Oh, you really did pick it? Wow.
Hello. We really did pick what? What's wrestle?
No. I picked it on one of my players, one of my beastmen, and it's just like its legitimacy in NBA is what we're disputing.
Yeah. Are we going to wait for Ethelred? Because like now there's 3 of us.
I mean,
He's not actually
if
said
you-
when he's going to come. That's the irritating thing. I did say 9 o'clock, and it's now 9:30.
how dare he?
Yeah, indeed,
Who does he
So,
think he is? A high priest or something?
indeed.
are you in playoffs with these teams or what?
What was
Oh, I'm not.
Stunty or
No, I'm
NBA
out.
or both?
So what first, NBA or Stunty?
Yeah, this is supposed to be the Stunty roundup. We will do a little NBA bit, and we're also going to talk about the Priest of Nuffle Invitational or Pony,
The Pony League.
the Pony League,
Okay.
which I think is going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of it. I can't
I
having
need to see the draw.
having to wait till next week for the draw is kind of eating me up inside a little bit.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's not even. I don't even particularly care who I have. I just need to see some people's faces when they see that they've not got Griff.
Hey,
It's like,
Larry.
you know,
Yeah.
I regard myself as being a poor player but adaptable, and some people are loyalists to certain teams. Like I know yourself with the Skaven, you keep going back to it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Like if you get a dwarf, dwarf star, say hero, if you get a dwarf star, and also the team names are important. Like there is fertile soil here.
you just made me realise that actually I think I'm not going to be forced to play either of the teams I hate playing the most.
But because who are the teams you hate playing the most?
Amazons. I can't stand Amazons.
Is there any? So there's no Amazon only stars.
I don't think so. No, the only person I can think of is what's her name? Nope. So Willow, I could be Wood Elves. Zara, I could be loads of people.
Where did the deep rooted misogyny come from? Do you think?
I think it's the mother of my son created it.
Right.
No, actually, so
the
the truth is, I find their stat line intensely boring. So like everyone in the team having the same stat line and everyone having dodge. Oh,
and everyone having the same hard counter as well, which is
and like
dwarfs.
like people hate dwarfs, but I hate Zons more.
I mean, chaos dwarfs are like dwarfs, but they get to have the cake and eat it. So anyone that complains about dwarfs really should hate chaos dwarfs far more, because they get cheap fowlers, they get high strength battering rams who have decent speed.
I mean,
dwarfs get none of these things.
No, but the dwarf, but at least like so the things that are amazing about dwarfs are also weaknesses. Sorry, the things that dwarfs have no weaknesses, i.e., low armor and low armor basically, and odd strength, and like basically the fact chaos dwarfs are not better than dwarfs. They're better balanced. There's more of a mixture.
I think the statistical outcomes disagree with you.
Yeah.
The way that chaos dwarfs are regarded as tier 1 overwhelmingly. I think there is. I mean, Blood Bowl is not a balanced game. It's not. I don't think it's supposed to be a balanced game. It's supposed to be, in the same way that when someone follows sport and they follow a trash team, but they go, oh, the ref, he screwed us. You can look at the dice and go, oh, the dice were mean. You can make excuses for being bad, which is why it's good for a wide range of skills, because you can hope for the long odds, which I really need to wean myself off the long odds. I'm really addicted to the long odds.
You are a completely long odds person, aren't you?
Yeah, not even just in Blood Bowl. Just like I won't even look left or right because probably I won't get run down.
long odds when crossing the what's the name of the road in
motorway?
I was thinking about the Mancunian Way. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where that is precisely.
In Manchester, clearly.
No, I mean I know that much, but I'm not even sure which road that is. Like I don't do road names. Because that involves that's like being a rule counter. That's like counting the squares. Fortnite.
Well,
do you count the stairs? Yeah, count the squares.
I count the stairs. Yeah.
That's coward behavior.
Do I count this? I do definitely count the squares. Yeah.
I remember on tabletop counting the squares before a pass was bad manners.
That's
Like
not
that was
true. That's a massive exaggeration.
no on that was no
And
on
you
in
know it.
person on tabletop. If you started going 1, 2, 3, and you got you weren't meant to get. I remember reading something along the lines of you're not meant to get the stick out before you declare the pass.
Oh, that's
You
true.
weren't meant.
Yeah, yeah. No, so there was a thing. So you're not. But I
People
don't need to.
internalized the grid.
Yeah, no,
People internalized.
I have internalized the grid, but I haven't done that because I've been told off about it. I just,
Yeah, but you weren't allowed to get right now. I can count the squares and go right 3 forwards. I know that's a quick pass.
Yeah.
3 forwards and 1 across, still a quick pass.
Yeah.
Anything over that isn't. Or it's like so. I kind of internalized that, but it's kind of against the spirit of.
I mean, I I find it funny, like watching other streamers and seeing them move the mouse around. I tend to count squares without, I'm just like looking at the squares and you can see how
Oh no,
far
I
things
can't.
are.
I can't do that. I have bad object permanence. If I don't look directly at something, it doesn't.
Oh, I've the weird kind of dyslexic thinking where I can just see numbers sometimes,
Like
that
yeah,
makes
so
sense.
you just like the matrix, just
Yeah.
numbers in front of you.
Yeah, pretty much entirely. That's it. Words,
Yes,
words
that's how
can't read at all. No idea. Oh, that's weird. I've chosen high elves, and I can see it says high elf in OBS, but in Firefox that I can see, it's still showing Amazons. What the hell? Anyway, sorry. I'm currently showing the different stars. Whilst
I need to start watching your stream
while Larry makes lots of horrific noises in the background. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Sorin would mean I'd have to play high elves, right? Because Sorin only plays for high elves.
So Soren's one of the trap stars.
Yeah, he's basically the only trap star, and I'm playing high elves in paper at the moment. So that's my hatred of high elves is not that much.
I mean, high elves' only problem is that they collapse, and then you're left with this broken team. And this is resurrection, so it's not even an issue.
No, but trying to fit in 180k thrower into the into a res team.
It's gonna lead to a lot of linemen. But you've not got a lot of stars anyway,
And
you can forget the thrower because you've already got the thrower, and then.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it could be fine. Look, he's got pass. He doesn't. He's got sure hands.
Fend.
He's got sure hands though. Yeah. And he's got kick-off return, which is good for getting the ball.
So he is your backfield. Do you know what I wish I could do for this competition?
He's actually
remove the stars loner. I would remove the stars loner if that was an option.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Because they're not loners in this context.
Yeah. Well, they still are.
No, but I mean just for the context of them being the pivot point. You don't want people opting to not use them because they're the loner. You want them to be the pivot, the focal point of the team. So if that was something where we could reach inside the game and go, reality can be whatever I want, then that would be a point where I would go, right, no, the star players are not loners today. And just move on. If it was tabletop rules.
In fact, there aren't really that many players who only play for one team, are there?
No, and there's some odd crossovers like the Khemri.
He's great. Dark Elves.
Khemri Dark Elf crossover.
Ithaca Benowin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was a few that are like Chaos. You have to be either Chaos or Nurgle.
Yeah, well, that's still a choice. I mean, there's 2 dwarves who are only dwarves, right? Barrick and Grim Ironjaw. So whoever gets them has to. Wait, is Flint only dwarves as well?
I think Boomer.
No, Boomer's Norse as well.
Actually, a few of them. Okay, some of the dwarfs might be Norse too.
No, it's just Boomer, I think. Norse. Who's Norse? Oh, the Yeti is so Ice Belt Hammer Blow is only. He'd be an awful one. So.
What's his stat line? Will you just bring that up?
5, 6, 1, 8.
And he's a Frenzy Loner.
Frenzy Loner Claw. No. no mighty blow. I mean,
One
it's kind
that
of
might be
bad.
hard to make use of is the female ogre. I'm trying to remember the
Bertha.
name.
Bertha Big
Birth
Fist.
is hard. It's hard to get a lot of use out for team value.
I really like her. She
Like look at Helmet Wolf though, right?
Yeah.
He's 110. He's a secret weapon.
Mhm.
He's a little bonus to whatever you're doing, and you don't need to think about it.
But Bertha's got break, tackle, and dodge, and strength 5. So
I mean, it's like she can get there, but when she does, you get little notifications.
of what? What the talking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You tell me how to do that afterwards. But for 300, she can break into any cage and then achieve nothing.
I mean,
because
she's still strength 5. I mean, the real problem is that she's got bonehead. So 1 in 6 of your dodges.
She's a star with bonehead. I didn't even twig that. Brick doesn't have that problem, and Morg doesn't have that problem. Is that right?
No, Brick's still got bonehead. Morg doesn't, but Brick
and Ripper doesn't.
And what? Sorry.
What?
Ripper, the goblin star.
No, so Ripper, Grashnak, Morg, Ice Pelt, Hammer Blow, and Big Rat are all big guys without their nega traits and mostly plus strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas,
so you were saying
Brickfarth and Bertha both like Morg is the ogre without bonehead, so Brickfarth and Bertha both keep bonehead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the Grotty is superior.
Yeah, Grotty's amazing. I would build a team around Brick and Grotty in a second.
You can build Nargle up again with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because you can one turn with Nargle.
Ooh. I might play Nurgle. Oh, maybe not. Seriously, it's worth thinking about. No, so like a World Cup team with Nurgle are one of the tier 3 World Cup teams, so you get quite a lot of points and you get a good skill package, and you could get Brickfarth and Grotty in there, and a bunch of rotters to fill it out, and the rest, that could be a pretty powerful team.
Who would you? This is kind of an odd question because I don't even know if this leads anywhere because it obviously depends on who people get. But if you get kind of a cheap secret weapon, one of the scrap secret weapon guys, who would you choose to spend? If any of the stars, would you choose as another star? Like, who would you follow up with?
Oh well,
obviously not another secret weapon.
I do. Well, the fact that everyone's got the what's it called, Nuffles Altar, makes the Barrack and Boomer build extraordinarily interesting, doesn't it?
Because they're just so cheap.
They're both so cheap. You end up spending tenner on each of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
same with Bomber, I think.
Yeah, Bomber dribble slot. But I like the idea of Boomer throwing the grenade to Barrack and Barrack Hail Marying it up the pitch.
I mean,
if only Barrack had catch, it would be a perfect plan.
I mean, he's got armor 8, so
yeah.
Even if he fails,
you can do this with Dolphar. No.
No, because Dolphar's not on a team with a bomber. He's only on Brett's and Wood Elves.
People are allowed doubles but can't stack doubles. Is that the rule from the league rules? You're allowed doubles but you're not allowed to stack doubles.
What learning? I haven't really looked at the rules. I just kind of said they look fine.
I'm gonna.
Aren't rules from CL?
Yeah. It's the so there is some stacking if you're tier 3.
We both played there.
Yeah, we both played there, but we didn't pay attention to the rules when we were building our team. What do you think we are?
I paid attention to them and then just forgot them.
So yes, the tier 3 can stack up to 3 skills, which is why loads of people take Underworld because they can get Claw Bomb.
It's 3 or 4?
3 max.
Okay.
Oh,
I
mean, tier 3.
It says here in the sheet, which Alfred put up.
Yeah.
No limit on doubles, but stacking is allowed within a max of 2 skills added per player.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can stack both double and normal, so you can have problems with large step guard blitzer, which is amazing.
I mean, it's all right.
But so it's only
Until-
2 extra skills.
until they get powed or hit by a tackler.
But this means if you just go Goblin and just choose HMP, and you don't have to do all the fancy dancy stuff.
Actually, so I don't know if you've noticed Ken saying Ice Pelts with 50k Strength 3 block linos. I still, I'm still not a fan generally, but it's all right. It's interesting. I mean, this is the thing. There are there are 56 different star combinations.
Mm-hmm.
The number, the reason I'm so excited by the draw is, there's so many different options. I can't even begin to consider what I do right now about the various different options. There's like a few. Zarg Madai, Thark, the Unstoppable are both Chorfs. There's 2 Chorfs and 2 Dwarfs that lock you into those 2 things, right? Oh, and Rashnak. Rashnak's only Chorfs as well, right? So there's 3 Chorfs that would make you Chorf, right?
I can't process it. I need to go and get the manual.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the point. Even with all the stars in front of me, I'm having real trouble processing the tree of options you might have to.
I mean,
go through.
ultimately, you're going to be given 1 star, and it's like, is this good for you?
Yeah.
Is it or is it not?
Well, you do have to make the decision. Not only is it good for you, but if I re-roll, will I get something better or worse? Because the idea of re-rolling is obviously if you hate someone, you can get rid of them. But if you don't really care that much, then maybe
it's probably still a good pick.
It's then maybe just changing if you think you're in the bottom third of the options is a good choice.
I think the good idea is to stick with stars.
Fungus the Loon is Goblin only.
You cut out a little bit there. Sorry, what did you say? It's to stick.
That's low cost because you don't really care about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like the cheap secret weapon. Fungus the Loon is Goblin only. Head Splitter is Skaven only. Humorous Carpal, he's in Blood Bowl 2, right?
He's the catcher he's the Khemri catcher.
Chem only.
Yeah.
Obviously Ice Pelt you've mentioned, he's Norse only.
Crazy Eagle would be that would be a bad one.
We haven't got Rash.
Crazy Eagle, you'd be forced to take vampires with.
But vampires are kinda good.
Wait, is Crazy Eagle in the game?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Do you know, I've just not played Undead in such a long time. Rashnak's not in the game, is he?
Yeah, Rashnak's in it. Rashnak long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Rashnak would force you to be Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah. No. Wait. Rashnak Blackhoof is Chaos Dwarf, and Nurgle.
Oh, okay. I've got an out-of-date list as of the CRP rule set.
Are you sure it's the right CRP rule set? 'Cause there was a weird CRP rule set.
Yeah. And it's got the NAF rules, which I don't. I'm gonna have to just go in the game. Anyway, do you know what? When it comes down to it, we'll have a look at what everyone's drawn, and
I mean that's that's the thing. There's like so much, and I've just uploaded the CRP to the admin channel in case you want to. So that's got, that is the correct one. Once it's loaded, it's like 5 megs. It's massive. It's nothing. Oh, Hack Flems. There's actually so Head Splitter. So Big Rat's called Head Splitter in this one as well.
Yes, because we couldn't have people splitting heads.
No,
that would be an AG. That would be at least like a 15 rating for a split head.
I think actually that is a thing, right?
You'd have to be very careful about how you word it. Like,
okay, should we? We've just had a comment about how this is the best stunty roundup there's ever been. I think we've basically been talking about,
okay, we'll just do some stunties.
Okay.
Because I've been kicked out, so I hardly even care anymore. No, I do care, but I've got like an on-week.
I think this might be the first time. I think this might be the first time in 3 seasons I've not been in the playoffs.
If there was a playoffs, I think we've cancelled the playoffs because of
well,
circumstances.
Boxer of Dwarfs isn't in it. He just wants to look at the teams gregariously. No, that other word. All right, let's start this without vicariously. That's the one. Thank you.
Think of it like a vicar.
because they, yeah, okay, actually that kind of could work. Yeah,
That might even be.
yeah, might work.
I'm not looking out.
No, I'm looking up later. Maybe we'll see. All right, so stunty roundup. Here we have the 8 teams that have made it into the playoffs of the stunty season 8.
There are only 4.
No, there's 2. There's 4.
Oh right.
There's 4 that have accepted their tickets, and then there's 4 that have
Okay,
been invited but haven't got round to accepting the tickets yet. Are you in Blood Bowl too, by the way, or are you just watching the stream?
I am watching your stream like a parasite.
Okay, that means you'll be a second behind me. Do you
That's okay.
do you have you looked at the list of teams? Do you know who it's going to who we're going to be talking about?
Only in I think B, which is where I was. So I have the A people are all foreign to me.
Well, B
like
was actually definitely the harder division. We had some actual good coaches in B, whereas
that's a burn.
A was just full of rubbish. I mean, I'm joking, by the way, but
you think there was a gradient? No?
But look at we've got Mosh is a new guy, but he came top. Second is James, who has won it before. Ken has won it before. Mongloom's won it before. Has Train Ra? No, he's not. But I've won it, and I'm down here.
I've been a frequent flyer in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Larry, look, and Robin's won it, and look where he is. Robin did win it, right? Okay,
So this is the all.
So this is the B's league, right? And then if you go and look at A, I mean, who are the?
Well, as in the dogs bees.
Who are these people? Have any of these won it before? Even Ethelred managed to get 5th. That's a sign of how bad this division is.
Didn't Ethelred wasn't he like? Didn't he nearly win it, or did he actually win it? I'm trying to remember now. Like
he won RPS like before I arrived
Right.
when there was like no one.
Oh, it was that the excuse.
Yeah.
Ugg's a frequent flyer in the top end, but I think this is a new team.
Yeah, but I'm being like massively harsh. Obviously, I do think B was a bit harder. You know, I think
there were some really, really bad no reroll ogre teams in B though,
and there were in A too. I mean, you know.
Oh, is that been a global trend?
Yeah. Season 8 was the season of no reroll ogre teams.
Who set this off?
Like, I think it was me talking about how much I love 0 reroll ogres repeatedly.
People were like, yes, that's the best. That's for me.
I think I might have said you're not a man unless you play 0 reroll ogres at some point.
So one of those teams went down to like 1 ogre. Like it exploded over the course of a couple of seasons.
Really? Okay.
And they've got like they're still like starting to buy the first reroll. And I think they got retired now.
Well, I did win a game.
You won a game. Oh wait, was that with the Snotling team or an actual ogre team? Oh, the Dream and Agi Ogre. Sorry, Larry. You won a game.
Yeah, with non-reroll.
It's not. Yeah, you know.
If the ogres behave, it's fine. But you're getting triple dice. That is like having a reroll of a sort. That's it's better than a 1 dice reroll.
Okay, I guess it was Shinian who went down to 1 ogre.
Oh, he's got because
he's got 2 now, and I guess the other one has played 1 match. So yeah.
Oh no, that's a 5 match. I might be mistaken.
No, the one with no skills.
Oh right. Oh yeah. So yeah, he did go down to 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
AG ogres.
But he actually had rerolls by the looks of it, so that's why.
Of AG ogres.
I mean, have you seen an Agi 4 ogre though? Because that is a great thing.
Especially when it's got.
Wow!
Actually,
look at this team though. Look,
stacks with break tackle.
It's still 0 rerolls, and 15 players.
That's some team value.
That is
why fill the team?
Because his name's Horde Master, so he's got to have a horde. That's how it works, right?
But then you can't bring stars in. Like that seems like an oversight.
I mean, 14-20. He's not going to be able to afford any stars against anyone in his division anyway.
Oh right. Oh, if he is the
actually that's not true.
It's
Ken. Yeah. 100 TV star.
Or if someone's got enough of Shrine, you could probably squeeze one out of your own money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can't get Bomber, but as his ogres, but it's probably a cheaper star. I don't know.
And
Right,
he's
so
got sponsors. Anyway, sorry. So these are not
Look at
necessarily people who've even made it into the playoffs. We're just talking about ogres now because ogres are awesome.
Right, so look at the playoff folk because
Yeah, and so actually, so Ken has mentioned once your TV is so high, you don't get stars anyway. Looking at you, Jester. Well, Jester is in the playoffs. So should we start with his team?
Because first though, if you've got a Knuffle Shrine,
Yeah,
and you're Goblin or Underworld, Bomber's always there.
yeah. Even if you're high TV, you get to pick.
Yeah, in fact, you can stop the opponent getting Bomber by getting Bomber.
I mean, you kind of should.
Yeah, if they've got a Knuffle Shrine, so he's always. It's a really good move for Underworld because they're so short-manned all the time.
Yeah.
So having that extra bit of chaff, even though he's a secret weapon, just buy him and put him on the line.
Yeah. That is actually pretty good tactics from you, Helio.
I mean,
no.
you know, I've been trying. My two agility blockers.
Yeah.
I have been actively trying to get them killed over the last 2 games. I've been putting them in every single dangerous situation and making use of them, and it's just we just won't die. We just.
Anyway, so let's get back to the point of the teams that we're supposed to talk about rather than ourselves.
Yes.
So Ken said, he kind of agreed with you, but also he says, looking at you, Jester. Now I know that he doesn't like Jester because Jester is the only team with more TV than Ken in this league.
There's a beef.
Basically it's a one-on-one thing, but Jester does have an insane team. So
Show it.
Okay.
16 players, a full roster, no spaces, yeah, and 160k. I haven't got around to actually showing the roster yet. I'm just showing the picture of the team, and you can see there's a bouncy guy. I forget what they're called, a bomber,
Pogo.
and a chainsaw, and there's the ball and chain as well. There are also 3 players with Agi up.
Show it.
I am now showing it. You'll have to wait for the stream to catch up because you are behind.
No, this is an odd team.
It's an amazing team. It's ridiculous.
2 agility block goblin sidestep diving tackle guys with what is that, sprint?
Yeah. Or short feet. No, sprint. Yeah.
It's like half a dozen players with diving tackle.
Oh no, it is short feet. It's short feet. Sorry, sprint's the other one. I was getting them mixed up.
Our agility skills look the
same. And a block strip ball mighty blow goblin.
Both the trolls are surprisingly low key.
So this team is how old? 27 games. I wanted to check that because I wanted to see how old the trolls are. One has played 9 games. I have a feeling he was down to 0 trolls at some point. Oh no, the other one's 27 games. So
you put your trolls in harm's way. They're not there to do things. They're there to get destroyed. Yeah, he's starting soon.
Yeah, thanks. I did see that. I was trying to secretly go and click on it before anybody else. Thanks, Box for Dwarves, or whatever your silly collection of names is. Yes. Okay. Well, we kind of slipped into it rather than really doing a. Hey, my name's Cornite, by the way. This is the RPS Stunty Roundup League thingy. What's it? And the other voice you can hear is. What's your name?
Helio.
There we go.
Centric, I suppose. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Because both of our names are clearly names that we never meant to say out loud. Was that right? Or
no, I to be fair though, I was Helios for like a decade, and I did say it out loud, and then I just found I couldn't get it anymore, so I had to make it longer.
Does Helios just mean Greek?
No. That means sun. It's
sun.
Sun god.
Yeah.
And heliocentric means orbited.
Yeah, orbiting the sun.
The principle of orbiting the sun, which is an outdated model, but it still makes more sense than sun.
Yeah, than flat Earth, or Anyway, whereas I've been known as Cornite in the real world for about 10 years as well. But
by the kids on the street.
Well, I used to play a weird sport where everyone called me Cornite rather than my real name because.
Wait! An actual sport?
Yeah. Bike polo. Yeah. So if you look for,
I'm assuming you don't play that in the pool.
No, although, no. I mean, actually, yes. There's a place in London we do, but it's empty of water. Anyway, yes. So there.
Also, do the horses ride the bikes?
No, although I do like that idea quite a lot.
And then you sit on top of the horse.
Yeah, like a stat, like a
I mean, that sounds quite skilled and quite technical.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, and you have to hit the ball at the same time.
Hit me with another team because this stats page is boring.
Okay, yeah, sorry, good point. Well, wait. So are we happy with? You have no comments about just the team, except
it is. I need to see the team. It's a bonkers team. There's so much bloat, but it's kind of like, in a way, when you hit a certain tipping point with bloat is no longer bloat.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy at the bottom, the strip ball mighty blow blocker, you could sack every other player on that team, and just buy fresh players, and he would be completely hold the team together. And the same is true with a couple of the players. And he's got some redundancy. Like, I'm kind of shocked they've not got killed. I mean, the stunties with AV7,
and he must be facing a wizard every game, right? And or bribes,
and probably a star,
yeah,
and probably some bribes, and then this chainsaw's coming across, and it's still all holding together. Like, there's only one. Oh, apart from the start, apart from the secret weapons, there's one unskilled player in the whole team. In fact, it's the Pogo. The Pogo's unskilled. Okay, so clearly he puts his Pogo out there and it gets killed.
Well, no, the Pogo's carrying the ball. People aim for the ball, they kill it.
Yeah, yes, I mean, so he's got two unskilled real players, and he's got the secret weapons who are basically
Which one team?
This is Green Grass Grinders.
Jester 77's team, the highest TV team in the league. I know the thing that I noticed about this team is it's got 7 diving tackle, which is
a lot.
Petrifying.
I mean,
assuming they're not massively outstrength and just getting beaten up every day all the time.
But it's kind of, they're getting to the point where outpowering them is going to get hard.
I mean, actually,
because
this is not a team that really wants to face ogres, though, right?
They've got block on a troll. And they've got a couple of. I mean, they need a couple of guards, and then they could start to handle ogres because they could outnumber them and stuff, and and get those 2 dice blocks.
I don't think it's worth even trying to.
No, I suppose not.
Ogres.
You're hoping the Fanatic and the Looney can do some damage control, and the Bomber.
I've played this team last, and all I have to say is that those goblins with block and agility 4 are game winners.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not quite an agility 4 skink, but I still like it.
Well, I was thinking that when you were talking about the strip ball, mighty blow, Zach Zuch, like he's not quite fast enough to cover the whole pitch or be a threat to everyone. But obviously, you'd blitz with him every turn anyway because he's got.
Or you leave him in the backfield as a safety, but yeah, one or the other.
But yeah, it's a ridiculous team, and he's and getting more and more ridiculous now. They've got a 3rd agility up.
I mean, one of the chief weaknesses of this team is you can only put 11 people on the pitch, and that means you're bringing team value to the pitch you can't use, and you may not use the whole game.
Yeah, who are the 5 subs?
There are skilled players sitting on the bench, and if things start to go a bit sideways for you, and you've got a few knockouts,
considering every game is going to be at least 3 drives, maybe he puts the secret weapons on separately.
Yeah, that's quite reasonable, and just trickle them out. Like if you, I mean, this was always my way. If you lose and you're defending, should I say, you put the Fanatic on the line and go, well, come at me. And then you put the trolls either side of him, and it's kind of like, if you want to hit these people, you risk the retaliation. So
I don't agree. I like the ball and chain in offense because basically he's another cage corner like your trolls. Like you can use him to advance.
If I on my first drive got receive, I'd put the ball and chain there. But if I was kicking, I'd still put the ball and chain there just as a because this is a team that fears attrition a bit. So, because obviously he does, it wouldn't be this bloated if he didn't fear attrition. If he wasn't a bit mindful, a bit careful. If he was, marking up all the time and throwing all his weight around, he wouldn't have this much team value. You only get here for.
He's also got a referee's rest area, so he gets a free bribe.
Yeah, which it seems counterintuitive to the team, but I mean, has
Well,
he
no.
got a dirty player?
Well, but he's got the secret weapons. I assume he's keeping the secret weapons on. No dirty player.
I'm hoping to get dirty player on the source one day.
Also, Jester has a bribe stadium,
Yeah.
which is kinda meh for goblins because
It's half
they have
price.
half price.
Yeah, you're giving your opponent a 100k inducement, and you're receiving a 50k inducement. But he needs bribes, and he's never going to get them from inducements, is he? Like, if he's got the highest TV,
He
he's
doesn't
never
spend his own
never
money
going
all
to
the
get
time,
50.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he's going to be giving 50k away to
Yeah,
to
if
I
he
don't
lost-
know if he needs.
If he lost that rest area, he'd need to lose some of his stars, and that would really put a lot of pressure on his trolls.
Yeah, but with chainsaw and mighty blows, goblin, he has 2 natural blitzers. Yeah, and blockers are very good blitzers too in this league. So I
No
don't think
tackle.
that bribe is that important.
Hmm.
It gives your opponent ability. Actually.
In fact, just
And
noting,
dirty player isn't uncommon.
he's got a triple double at the bottom, and he didn't take tackle. So I'm
Ken does point out that basically the 50k bribe is worth, you know, a 2+ equivalent of the value of his favorite secret weapon. So, you know.
yeah. I mean that's a bit mathematical in that sometimes you're desperate for the saw. Like if your opponent has one incredible player, and the strip ball is amazing, but if you face one incredible player and you need to destroy them, the saw is worth more than its paper value.
Oh yeah, and I totally agree with the strip ball, by the way, as well. I have one of my lizards' second double was strip ball, and I'm very happy with that.
I was enjoying my tackle on my Blackwood play for a while, but actually, I kind of thinking over time, yeah, I think MB might have come first. So.
Oh no, I think strip ball. Especially if you've got the agility to pick it up, you know, or if you're underworld as well.
Or if you're slapping an ogre, who has the ball and making him spill it on like a 1-die.
Yeah, I mean it was.
Then I suppose, yeah.
As Ken.
Do you stream, by the way, Helio?
Sorry.
Do you stream?
Am I streaming this now?
Yes.
No,
I'm just piggybacking.
just me.
Maybe just begin the stream because Ethelred.
Oh, we kind of have begun it. That's why we've been talking about this team. We are streaming. There are people in the stream, and we're talking to Ken.
But whose stream? Your or
Mine.
Helio's?
Core Knights.
Mine.
He
Oh,
should be in the
okay.
stream announcement channel.
Nice.
Ah.
So show us a new lineup of fools.
Okay. Well, as Ken's here and he's talking, let's go to Ken, who has Underworld, has a full roster. Although I think one of them died recently.
It's a long-lived team.
It's been going for. First, in fact, has this team been going since the beginning? Is this the team? This is the team that I beat so badly in the first season that you almost gave up the league. Is this the same team?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been going for 42 games. I mean, wait.
There's some change there for like playoffs. And
Wait.
stuff.
So it was what? Is it 50 euros for the first person to get a retired player? How close are you to that, Ken? What's your retired stunty? So you have a player who has played all 42 games.
The Hugsman.
So the Hugsman is halfway to retirement.
Does that mean he has to start conceding games?
Why?
To bait the chance of retirement.
Oh, what? Just to keep the Huntsman safe?
No. I mean, when you concede, it rolls the retirement dice, doesn't it? Is that not?
Oh no, that's something different. No. That's not really retirement. That's the chance that a player leaves your thing because he's unhappy that you've
rage quit.
Ethelred. Sorry, that was a bit loud, wasn't it? Sorry.
Wow.
You didn't spike on my end. So.
Okay.
That's my bar. It doesn't matter if you hurt people's ears, as long as your bar doesn't go into red.
Sorry, anyone who had headphones on. Are you actually?
Have we got any viewers? Do you know?
Yeah, we've got 8 now.
That's good. What are we on Twitch? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Core Night.
Core Nights.
Did you post it in the streaming channel?
Is there?
Yes.
Is there?
Although I posted a long time ago because I posted my UK BBL game rather than.
Now the Agility 5 Softly Sweetly. Does that with 2 heads already? Does that actually get used?
Diving tackle it does. Although I imagine he's a thrower. I mean,
I would have thought after Agility 4 2 heads, then
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you'd
but-
want was big hand.
but the 2 heads came first. Oh, he's played 41 matches as well, so that's pretty close.
And he's
to...
quite survivable as well because he can get out of trouble. But what I was thinking was after the first Agility, wouldn't big hand make more sense because then you've got your perfect pickups under all circumstances.
I mean, yes.
And
You'd have to
nearly
ask Ken
perfect
about that.
dodges.
So Ken, why Agi 5?
Instead of Agility 4 big hand.
Yeah. Because basically, big hand means you pick up wherever you want. It's got to be throwing, because throwing or catching, I guess.
I mean, he's got an extra arm big hand, I suppose, in Snuffles.
Yeah, which is already a picking up on a 2+.
But no, I mean, but
Oh,
big hand
throwing,
isn't
throwing. So that Agi 5 player is a 2+ landing to.
Oh, for actually chucking him, not for throwing
Yeah.
the ball. Right, okay.
So he's got a skill. What is going to be your next skill choice, or you want to keep it secret for when you actually? Who are you playing? Does anyone know who Ken's got?
It wouldn't be determined yet until
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
everyone's,
because it's
accepted.
first. It is no. It's first versus. It's not random. It's first versus fourth of the. So first of A
Oh, is it hand? It's hand
against
oh,
fourth against whatever.
from the opposite side.
Yeah, got it. So he's playing Jester, the other giant team. Lol. No, it's not. It's Indiana Bones. Which oh, is that true, Ken? Oh, even if it's not, then oh yeah, well double 5. I guess if he's your
You're not allowed a third double, though, are you? A third stat, sorry, in the same section.
no double 5, not double, not 11. So movement or armor or a double, so it could be block. I mean, I kind of like
hard to refuse block on what is probably a ball carrier.
No, he's not. He's the one turner. So movement makes
Oh, sure feet or sprint.
yeah. Or yeah.
Oh, sorry, movement makes more sense than either short feet or sprint.
Actually, sure feet kind of helps more mathematically, kind of.
Well-
Like you're more likely to fail rolling 2 sprints.
Ken did play against Praise the Bomb times.
Praise the bomb.
Yeah, Praise the Bomb.
Why? What's exciting about Praise the bomb?
He played them 4 times so.
Oh, it was just a recurring opponent, like the grudge match.
Is that Munglum or something?
Yeah, I think so. Praise the Bomb is Mongloom. Yep.
Yeah.
But he's playing Jester, who is so he'll get some inducements. We'll come on to him next, I guess, just for, or maybe we'll come on to Indy next, actually. But so Ken's saying he's actually torn between block, pass, and MA. I mean,
If he's a one turner, then surely MA is the choice, right? Because you're not always going to get where he's in range, so MA is going to help with that, right?
And a lot of people don't pass. Like throwing a play doesn't count for block pass.
I mean, basically it's stunty, so everyone has -1 to pass. So passing
there's not a
is
lot of passing
basically
going on anyway.
terrible.
unless you're giving the ball to like a tree and he's just
Yeah, you
doing a
can-
scatter downfield.
You can throw pass with
But passing is
no -1.
But passing is an interesting, like
I
basically.
mean, like right now, Softly Sweetly can do quick pass, 2+, and there's a really good.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I thought it cancels out the minus
So
by being agility 5.
no, because there's no so.
Oh, you need
it's-
accurate or something.
Yeah, basically, agility 5 means you can hit on a 2+, but stunty is -1. So you need a +1 to balance out the stunty,
So either strong arm or accurate.
because throwing either a natural or a converted 1 is a failure. So
I mean,
a 2 minus
5
1.
agility is 1+ on a throw, on a pass.
It doesn't matter
right?
if you roll a 2 and you're minusing 1 from it.
Yeah.
It's a fumble, because a fumble is both natural ones and modified ones.
And because of quick pass being a +1, that will cancel out a single
Yeah.
negative.
Yes, but not short pass or whatever the next one is. You said short pass. You were talking about short pass, weren't you?
I thought I said quick, but maybe I did.
Oh, sorry. Anyway.
Okay, so if you go back into the team listings,
Yeah.
I mean, the Hugsmith is a very confused player because he's a fast, short, extra arm blackle. So I'm looking for the abominations like the if we could praise the sorry.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry. In Praise the Bomb.
I'm looking for the abominations, the players that started off one progression track and then ended up on another. That we can all kind of tut and wag our fingers. Oh, there's not a lot of player here.
and the players there are. Look at that. You're not.
No, I'm used.
Yeah, go on.
I'm used to seeing this on Underworld teams where a whole bunch of the guys have got killed, but on Goblin teams, I mean, I expect a deep bench.
No, they still die, right? You know, they're all stunty, so.
But you can only have 13 players total in an
Oh
Underworld
yeah,
team.
I know, yeah.
So this means you're always kind of on the cusp of either having too much money and gaining extra team value, which this team currently is. It needs to spend some money, or you're not.
Or you're not.
If you're broke and you can't afford to float the money, or you float the money and you start getting team value punished, or you have to spend it, so you can only float 150.
Yeah.
I don't like that rule. I feel like it should be added to your team value no matter what, and then maybe rebalance the wealth rules. But having to sort of throw your money away.
No, I like it.
It
It means you get enough to replace pretty much all players if you want to save up. I think it's good. Wait a second. Yeah, Ken, you're right. Quick 1 is +1, short is 0, long is 1, bomb is -2. But because they're stunty, they get -1 on top of that. So it really becomes quick is 0, short is -1, long is -2, bomb is -3. When you're working out whether something's a fumble or not.
And that's why when you've got if you've got strong arm on a tree, he can do a long bomb. On is it 4+? But it's scatter 4+.
Yeah, because the skills correct for the plus and minuses, but the higher agi. So agi 6 doesn't actually help with throwing at all, because although it theoretically means that a 0 is accurate, because of the minuses, having strong arm or accurate is more important.
But if you go for long bomb or
but long bomb's -2, so if you roll a 3, it's a 1, which is always a fumble.
Yeah. Where the tree or an elf can still long bomb a scatter reliably on a 4+.
Well, basically, exactly as reliably. It doesn't matter what your agility is. If you're aiming for an accurate, it's the same whatever your agility is.
If you're just trying to bung it down the field.
And also, Ken mentions that Mongloom goes for the inducement game. So basically, he looks light because he's firing players when they get bloaty.
And he's spending money on inducements himself.
Maybe.
Because he's floating the team value there. Because if he doesn't buy a player,
I mean, only by 20. 20 is not really that much. He's another player who's gone for a referee's rest area, so more bribes.
Right.
Nutter. Sponsored by Goblin Gambling.
Another Blackle.
Another Blackle. Yeah. Another Blackle Mighty Blow. Blackle Blow. Black Blow?
Strength.
That sounds so wrong.
Yeah, and slow. He's basically he's an orc who's just kind of sneaked his way onto the pitch. And no one really knows it.
He is. He's an orc lineman with.
Which team?
Mongloom's Praise the Bomb team.
Praise the Bomb.
Skits.
Yeah.
How many games has he played, that dude?
What Skits has played 38. You worried? So that's the whole of Stunty except for 4 games. You worried about your 50 euros?
Yeah.
There's some discrepancies there for playoffs, but yeah, he's been around.
So it's only 4 years. He's got another, at least another 4,
Yeah.
possibly 6 years
You've
to
got
go.
you've got
I
time
think
to put out.
I think the first one's at 96 games or something. I've recently discovered.
Yeah.
You need to put out a contract on skits, and then you can avoid. There's a few players. If you put small contracts out on them, you can avoid a big payout.
I mean, but this is the thing about retirement is even in proper leagues, the number of players who proper, but even in UK BBL, the big continuous leagues, no one's actually got to retirement yet. Although in the UK BBL, we're getting to the point where we have some players who are threatening to, but it's like,
is it going to ruin teams?
No, I mean
I feel like high elves would implode.
This is an argument a lot of people are having at the moment, where people are going, I've got 3 players who are near retirement. I've got a player who, because of the length of the season, will have a retirement role at the beginning of the season and a retirement role at the end of the season. But most teams only have like 3 or 4 players left. Like, if you think about it, and there's been 10 seasons or so.
Attrition.
You lose a player. Players still die. You still tend to lose players. You're going to retirement is going to affect 1 or 2, maybe 3 players, even in the Armour 9 teams. If you're talking about Wood Elves and stunties,
most of them are dead anyway.
I think Ethelred's money is pretty safe for not just another 5 seasons.
Do you know how does it work in tabletop?
It's not really a rule in tabletop, because people in tabletop don't tend to get through 50 games in a lifetime of a team, do they?
No. Tabletop has different now, because in Blood
Bowl, so yeah, the
2016
rules. I don't know the rules enough to understand them.
Well, after each season, you roll season plus to stay in a team. And if you have a veteran that wants to retire, you have to pay him like 20 or 30 for each season he has played.
Does he actually accumulate team value, or is it just like a one-time payoff?
You have to rebuy your team after the.
Yeah, so but basically your team value is still a thing, but you have to basically rebuy your team, and everyone kind of has a set amount of money with a little bit extra for touchdowns and murders.
You can carry over your stars, but you have to basically sack about a bit of the team.
Yeah.
That you
take 1 million and 10k for every game you played, and 5k for every touchdown and casualty. Right. And you have another winnings for top 3 in playoffs.
Right, I'm trying to think who would suffer the most from that kind of format. Probably vampires, who play a bit more of an indirect game.
No,
Chaos.
Yeah, no, Nurgle. Like the
Nurgle and Chaos. Yeah.
Would they not hoover it up from the casualties?
Not
No,
first.
It's just you're poor. If you end up with 1400s, it's very good for you.
I mean, I suppose for vampire teams, they wouldn't mind getting all the thralls back. All the dead thralls.
I mean, basically, for all the teams that like high TV, it's hard. Chaos, Nurgle, Vampires, Kislev, your TV is being reduced down to levels at which the team's not very good.
Whereas Norse is kind of like, I didn't even have more than that anyway.
Norse can bloat too, but I mean, stunty.
My
interesting.
But Norse doesn't need to blow.
No, my OCC team's is at 2,200 now, I think.
But if you lost half that team value for a series of injuries,
which has happened,
you would still have a team.
Yeah.
Hey, Norse isn't that glass. Come on.
No.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying if the team was, if you accidentally sacked half your players, but you had the money to replace some of them, with fresh players, you'd be fine. You wouldn't be like, oh no, the team is unplayable now. Whereas
actually, it helps a lot for squishy, because at the end of the season, so you have 11 players again, or even more.
I mean,
the last one up off the members is Snotling Air Force.
Yeah, so of the people who've actually accepted their teams, Indiana Bones, who is against Ken, and his even higher TV Underworld. 6 ogres and 2 rerolls.
It's not enough.
a niggle ogre.
I feel like we need more Snotlings. I just feel like
Indiana Boss?
Indiana Bones. So not the same as the other. There's another Indiana, isn't there? Is there another Indiana?
Stotling Air Force, right?
yes.
I mean, they're a fresh team, right? Ooh, a leader Noblar.
I mean, it's as all you do is you put him in the backfield to go and stand near the ball, and yeah, so this is a single season team. Ken points out.
Yeah, no, I was.
So that's excellent development for that little time.
I mean,
agility. See, this is my break tackle agility has a really nice synergy because you get your 2+ dodges, and if you can look at it, and if it worked out, you can take another 2+ dodge because agility 3 might well have passed.
Yeah,
and you can as long as you're thoughtful about how you apply it, you can just walk into cages and go stand next to the ball carrier like, oh hi. Or if it doesn't work out, you can hit one of the cage.
but no block, no tackle.
No, but I mean, it's a young team. It's a young team.
They're going to find it very hard against Ken's team. Clearly,
I think he needs to let some of his Noblars be loaners for a while and pick up money for the other reroll.
Although, I like Ken's point about you shouldn't discount a coach who can level a team this well in one season.
No, I mean it is a skill in itself.
Yeah.
He's managed to distribute SPP and get the pickups and get the Kaz and get those triple dice blocks into like pushing people along the line, making use of those line of scrimmage formations to give himself the maximum opportunities
and obviously he's made it into the playoffs as well. So
yeah.
Was he in?
I mean,
he was in A, right? So, and he came he came second. So that's not bad.
No, it's a solid turnout for the first. I mean, I know you said Stunty as a league where new teams do well.
Yeah,
and a lot of our champions have been first season guys. But even so, that is still for ogres. That is a startlingly good outcome. Even if he gets knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, still a startlingly good outcome.
Wait a second.
I think with a strength 5 AG3 ball carrier though, that's pretty solid, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's the dream. For me, that's I would
But break tackle works nicely if you can just get away. You can hand him the ball and just get away. You can escape through people if you pass the first one without using break tackle. You've still got it banked. And I mean, the dream to me now is to get dodge and have his own Bertha.
I mean, no. To me, like, if I got a double, it would be block because for the ball carrier,
I know block's probably better, but the kind of the escaping with the ball and being able to dance around.
I mean, the skills rolled. Like all he's got is agility and a double for leader, right? And I kind of prefer the idea of a dirty player over a leader, although with 2 rerolls, you can kind of understand.
Probably want to go on dirty player, I think. To be honest.
And we all know you would have gone dirty player if an ogre rolled a double.
So he's going to keep. I mean, 6 ogres is going to keep people off the pitch. It's gonna make a path.
I mean, yeah. Except for those turns where 3 of them don't even do anything. Oh, and also, yeah, if more people start thinking about taking strip ball, like Ken has, Jester has, and I have,
the natural
sure hands is a good idea.
Sure hand.
And sure hands with Agi 3, strength 5, obviously.
Especially
also.
on ogre teams where you've got a cage, an actual cage to put around the player.
Oh, actually, or catch, because with ogres, you rather than risking the bonehead. No,
you can pass the ball.
Yeah, hand the ball off to them.
I mean, pro. If you wanted to do that, if you wanted to get a double and to convert it into something that'd be more utilitarian.
Yeah, I still think block for a ball carrier.
Probably is block because once you get him the ball, you can have a few turns where he has to break halfway, halfway up the pitch. It's fine.
Although dodge is pretty good. Even if you strip ball him, your strip baller is then standing next to a strength 5 mighty blow piece. Maybe don't worry about losing the ball. Try and make the other team lose their strip ball player. You see what I mean?
So should we go and look at the applicants who have yet to accept their tickets
Yes.
and
In fact, I was thinking
may
the next
be
one
rejected?
we should go to is the other ogre team, United in Smash.
Yay.
Now these ruined me at the very end of the last season.
So this is the opposite. This is a team with no agility, lots of doubles, dirty
that.
player, only one
He said
reroll.
he said he was saving up for another team reroll, but I don't see any evidence of that.
he seems to be as good at saving up as I am.
It's a very good team.
He's got his break tackle Blackle.
And I mean this is 2 seasons of development, which is obviously helped quite a lot by the fact he has 3 piling on ogres.
He uses the piling on even if he gets a knockout.
Yeah, he's speeding
He's
up their
going
development.
Yeah, purely. But I mean, he's converted knockouts into stuns.
Yeah,
And I mean, it didn't cost him anything in my game, but it could.
yeah, but he's hitting stunties with Mighty Blow. He's probably getting +2 when he's piling on.
He converted against a I think he knocked out and converted against my troll and knocked it out again.
Yeah, but that's I mean, even against trolls, I guess it's
I think once you broke armor, though, I guess it's just the injury table, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying close enough attention to what his outcomes had been before he piled on.
But
I was just watching the animation in slow motion and going, no.
he's basically searching for the SPP, right? And I
Actually, essentially, James Try and top 1 or top 2 CCL Ogre players.
Yeah.
For a while last season, and he said that piling on just helps with development.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Basically.
also wins you games. Like, think of those games where
on turn
most of
13, 14,
Yeah.
I had one player and I conceded because I had one player left on the pitch at the beginning of the line of scrimmage. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can get this block player beaten up for a few turns, or I can concede.
and legally concede, so you got an MVP and everything, right?
Yeah. I've got my legal concede because I only had one
Yeah,
player.
no, James is a really good player. So before these ogres, what was he playing? He was playing goblins or underworld, but he was playing before, and he won with goblins. Right?
Halflings, I think halflings.
Was it halfling? No, he didn't win with halflings. No one's won with halflings yet. But he
Oh, he won.
Yeah,
with Underworld.
I think it was
He did
goblins.
play halfling, but he didn't do that great with them.
Or maybe goblins.
I
don't know.
think it was goblins that he won with.
Goblins.
I'm looking at this team now. I'm wondering what it would be that would face this and not come away winded,
Yeah.
because he's going to end up with a 4th block player soon.
Washington's just going to break everything if he's not a bonehead.
Yeah, but even when he doesn't break everything, it's very hard to hurt him in return. And he's going to start picking up other doubles on a couple of these guys that already have block, and he's piling on everything and destroying things. And I mean, he has to kind of fear secret weapons a bit, because they could always ruin your day. But even then, it's kind of like it's a wall of power.
I mean,
And
even in normal non-stunty play, ogres tend to either bonehead so much that they're terrible, or they pitch clear and win. And I think that's James's CCL ogres.
yeah, you can pick up the ball after the other players.
Mhm.
Yeah, you pick up the ball once you've killed everyone on the other team, basically. And piling on is a pretty effective way of
He was quite fancy with the ball, with the break tackle players, and and scooping the ball up and
he's a good player.
charging one of the block break tackle guys down the pitch. And even if you move to mark him, he could blitz you. And if you had sidestep, he could still jump away. And even if you had diving tackle, he could still get a 3+ dodge. So
What do you know what Ken means? I'm pretty sure it was Sengili that gave me the 5 skull match. Is that as in 5 deaths, or as in 5?
probably a skull into skull.
Well, that
I don't know.
maths doesn't work. I don't know.
5 dead men.
I think it's 5 dead. I assume it's 5 dead.
I mean,
think that was a record.
Yeah.
Okay, so kick us another less depressing team. This one's making
Well,
me sad.
so I guess if that was depressing you, let's look at the halflings that made it into the
Come on,
the
Fling
playoffs.
Power,
Boo.
Fling Nation.
I
Flings
want to
are
look at this
rubbish.
broken. I want to look at those broken skinks in a minute, but
Yeah, we'll save the best for last. So they've got 2 rerolls, which is kind of quite a lot for halflings. Actually, I didn't look at what their TV is. They haven't even got the lowest TV compared to the skinks. But I bet you
but
the
they'll
I bet you
have
the
loads.
skinks have like 1 billion loners. So I bet you they are the lowest. 9, 10. Let me just have a quick check of.
The people who are quick to accept have the high team values. The people who are slow to accept have the low team values. There's some kind of meta going on here.
Up off of this team. It's interesting.
Well, you don't. Yeah. Well, I do think. I think although the thing with a lot of stunty teams is you don't really need an Apo to start with. I'd get an Apo as soon as I have a double. Like a block player is worth Apo.
Soon when you want to save, yeah.
Although an AV5 block sidestep halfling.
Is he also carrying a niggle?
No, he's not.
No,
Unfortunately.
It's a star. It's a star.
Is that your dream? A niggle? Well, it's kind of my dream in a different way.
Dream to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
8 injuries inflicted in 9 matches.
I mean, I can't even say it's for trees. I mean, yeah, they've got some good SPP, but they've not got any murder skills yet. It's a grab and a break tackle. Break tackle on a tree is a weird one for me because there's a good chance you don't even get to use it. Okay, do you know what? 4 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. That's a nice, reliable.
I mean, that's a really good. I mean,
a solid record
for halflings. They are awful, right?
Actually, in playoffs, they kind of shine because long-term games are very good for them because they still rerolls and they have bench. But this particular one team has no bench actually, which kind of worries me.
Yeah, 11.
Well,
Although,
no aging,
sorry.
there's no aging up there either. So, although he's good, but they're still very. The worst things with the halflings are they're slow and they break easily. And yeah, none of those. Although some of those players are good, then none of them aren't slow and none of them don't break easily. So,
and I think it's wrong that timber is absent in this rule set. So I think when the trees go down, it's risk. You're at the mercy of whether they get up again.
this player number 8 has got sprint, right? That's good,
Yeah.
but he's the fastest one.
Yeah.
But you desperately want jump up or movement on one of those trees, so that you could just reliably get them back up.
For me to play halflings, I'd want so much. This team is not what I would. I'd rather play almost all the other races after halflings, pretty much.
What is your hypothetical thing that makes halflings workable for you?
Movement. It's how slow they are is the problem. The fact that their movement.
Yeah, but with new spike they have.
Yeah.
Base. Which is nice.
I wouldn't mind the new spike thing. Some of the new stars are pretty exciting, I've got to admit.
The goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goat.
Greatest of all time.
So
MA8 fling on my team, and I didn't qualify for the playoffs. So maybe Tiberius is just a better coach than me.
I mean, perhaps.
Someone is axing the original internet.
Was that a modem I heard? Who? Oh, it's Larry.
Someone's mobile phone.
Larry.
Next to their mic.
That's Larry. It's coming up.
Oh,
Larry.
sorry. Oh, okay.
And it's picking up. If you actually listen carefully, you can decode his text message.
All right.
Okay, give me the saving the lizard man. Go across to the remaining 2 trolls and a horde.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was about to pick next. Wow, that's a pretty yellow team. Arctic Antarctic.
It's quite king in yellow.
New team.
That troll can't be new. 23 SPP.
Yep. No, 5 games.
Wow.
5.
So what is that?
5 games.
Does he activate
3
that troll
No.
first every single turn?
No, he's had 3 MVPs. That's why.
Oh.
3 MVPs and 4 casualties.
And 3 passes.
And a touchdown. No. That's not true either.
I mean, no, the touchdowns happen when the ball scatters to your troll and you're in the end zone. You get in, yeah.
I mean, how often does a troll actually end up in the end zone?
To be fair, no, that's not a thing. So that's multi-block break tackle, which is kind of confused.
Well, multi-block if they're standing next to people.
Multi-block isn't that bad in Stunty League.
No. But I mean, he's got two contradictory roles. This is something.
No, I mean break tackle is very important for goblins. I think, especially if he has a fanatic.
Which he does.
He does.
Because he wants to have a mobile blitzer. Actually, it's stupid, but it's mobile.
Okay.
But then multi-block gets you. I mean, what would you take that's better than multi-block or break tackle? That's the question.
You
could take guard actually.
Yeah, you're going to be surrounded, so guard makes a lot of sense if you're intending to be surrounded.
Yeah, but he doesn't care about guard.
I suppose if it had been a underworld troll, I would have been looking at the tail.
But yeah, you have so many options as underworld that you don't have as, goblin trolls or.
Yeah, I think it's decent.
No, it's very good.
I mean, it's a young team. It's amazing he's got 23 SPP on one player for one season.
a stupid player.
But it's a diva. It's a diva. Somehow the troll is the diva.
Literally no doubles, no stat ups, no nothing. So he's managed to come third in A with.
If his troll dies though, he's like back to the beginning of the season.
It's inducements then, isn't it? So that's not too bad.
Yeah, and Pogoer is very good too because
he's a good
9 Pogoers.
What's the one skill on the Pogo? I can't recognize that icon.
Sprint, sure feet.
Sure feet.
Sure feet.
Right. So the poor broken the poor broken orphan team of
okay, so
these playoffs.
So this is the team that get to face James's piling on team. By the way.
Well, maybe
second fanatic and Mark can make some damage actually.
Yeah, and a fireball and the fanatics
as well. If those ogres are down, then they're going to get fouled with the loony, surely. So that's
well, you can foul them with a fanatic multiple times without annoying the ref as well.
Yeah.
What? Fanatic?
Yeah.
If the fanatic moves into someone prone, you get an armor.
Oh, okay. Actually, Reaper would very.
Yeah, Ripper's having 3 trolls, and for the cost is amazing.
Yeah, and he has strength 6, right? So he could have 7, 7, 6, 5, 5 total.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Right,
and James has no guard actually.
No, not yet. No, that's clearly coming. But
or maybe one.
Yeah, but he's got block tackle. He's gonna be able to hit. He's gonna be able to red dice your ball and chain.
Yeah, but one reroll, it could go other side.
Yeah, true.
Like, show us these broken skinks because I need a laugh.
They're not even that broken, so they're currently.
I only look at it from the team card.
Yeah, the team card has 10 players on it, so that's only 1 player short. But actually 2 of them are out, and one. Oh my god! Okay, they are. They're a fresh lizard team. Clearly played 5 games.
I mean, they've got no money. They've got 3 rerolls. They're carrying 5 fan factors, so they've clearly had a good spree of wins.
Why leap?
No.
I mean,
why not leap?
Because lizards have movement 8, so that really gives you an extra, ability to run away. Also, think about all the diving tackle. Leap's the anti-diving tackle, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen that used to good effect recently with the Camry team in the NBA. So yeah, leap and diving tackle. It doesn't apply to tentacles. Is that correct?
No,
if the leap, tentacles can still pull you back.
Yeah, tentacles stops any kind of movement away.
Yeah, leap too.
Yeah, or shadowing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. How often do you have?
But not diving tackle, actually.
No.
Well, I'm not sidestep.
No.
Diving tackle's an odd way to get away from someone.
But
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go lie on the floor
I've-
1 square away.
I've done that. It's not about, you know, sometimes you're like, thank God you can lie down. Okay, but do you know who the lizards get to play?
Go on.
The halflings.
Right. Well, do you know what? This is maybe a good recovery game for them to pick up a little bit more money, buy that extra player. The 2 guys
How
who were
is,
sleeping off a match come back.
What was that, Ethel?
How much is the sword?
How much is the what? Sorry.
How much is helmet? Is he 110?
Yeah.
Somewhere under
Yeah.
under 150. Yeah.
Moshlindi can probably afford helmet against the flings, can't he? Which will probably.
No, the flings are cheaper. The flings,
Oh, okay.
because once you get, so he's got 3 players short, right? He's
180,
so he's 240 short.
He's-
So he's at 1070. So the
Hey, where did the halfing team go? Because it's not invited or member.
well, they're in invited for me, so maybe they've accepted the ticket and they're in between for you.
Because you've got to press back and then go back again.
Oh yeah, they've accepted.
Ah, cool. Do they,
Okay, yeah, so they're more expensive. Yeah. Okay.
so the flings only have 11 players as well, though. So the flings will have 160 inducements.
The wizard, then, isn't it?
Not the chef.
Sure. Actually,
I'm unconvinced
I've
by
played.
Jeff and Stunty, to be honest, because what are you getting really? I you know.
Last time I played against Ethelred, I forgot about Chef actually.
They helped you.
I mean, you can get a chef, and the chef forgets to do anything as well. So, the same Puggy.
Puggy
Puggy.
saying potentially.
Yeah.
They have stadium though.
Huh? Oh, what the Knuffles also?
Yeah, they do have stadium. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
You won't know who's home yet, will you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do, don't we?
No, I've said already that the teams that finish first and second in each league should play at home.
Right.
So Mosh is at home. So the flings are at home. They get the Knuffles altar.
And after that, it's
Finish fourth, so they're away, right?
Say that again.
Things finished fourth,
So
so they're away.
the lizards did, yeah.
The lizards finished second.
No, the lizards. Wait a second. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting the teams mixed up. No, you're right. No, the lizards finished first. Mosh Ninja is the lizards, not the halflings. The halflings finished fourth. It's Astro Granite Pitch, not Knuffles Altar.
Not Knuffles Altar.
No.
Right. Okay.
Who has Astrogranite?
The lizards do,
Wow. Wow.
because
I mean, they are a fast team. They have less reason to go for it. There's an argument there.
I think it's
So how do you pick who be home?
First and second place in each of the 2.
Yeah, but
divisions.
how do you do this in game?
when you start.
You can swap it around.
Yeah, when you start the league, it asks you, do you want to seed it or do you want to let it happen randomly? And we seed it and we put the teams into the right pairs so that they face the right people.
Yeah, but how do you pick who's home?
Yeah, when you
you just
pick the
change the
players.
slots.
Yeah.
There's a little arrow and you swap it
It's
over.
just a team on the left, Larry, that plays at home, and the team on the right plays away.
Oh right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought that was clear. Yeah. So yeah, if you can see that from your side as well. See who's on the left and who's on
I
the
think in Chaos Cup in AD there's an exploit that if you give tickets to teams, the one who accepted first is home actually.
Yeah.
Oh, so like it's a seeding.
No,
bias.
so what happens when you say let the seeding happen randomly? It's not really random. It actually does it based on when people accept their tickets.
First come, first
Yeah.
serve.
So it's really lazy programming.
I mean, no one's ever said that about cyanide. I
No.
mean, that's, that they've ever taken the simple route. Like when the old RNG pattern for the original Blood Bowl, you could see it was like it had special grid, it had a grid in it.
Hmm. Yeah.
No worries, Blood Bowl 3 is coming.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know this other dev. I've not. I mean, Cyanide have put out some genuinely quality games. Most of them, the stealth games, and then the genuinely solid
It's
games.
Big Ben now, right?
So I don't know this new dev.
No, but it's still Cyanide, right? It's Big Ben are just the producers.
Big Ben is the publisher, I think.
Yes, they've just taken over from Focus, not.
Oh right, because when this was being spoken about, I know Cyanide said we can't really talk about that right now.
Yeah,
because the contracts weren't dry. So.
Yeah, because Cyanide are the ones who actually want to make Blood Bowl, right? So there's actually people at Cyanide, including one of the founders, who like Blood Bowl and got into trouble for making it in the first place.
Oh, the Chaos League.
As the Chaos League, yeah. And basically said, well, we're making the game anyway, how about we just give you the money, because Games Workshop had never thought about selling the rights for it.
Yeah, instead of suing us, how about we just hand you the money?
Yeah, basically. But there are people at Cyanide who like Blood Bowl, and that's why they made the game, right?
It's very big in France.
Yeah. And
a lot of the guide sites and stuff you find.
Britannia.
Maybe, but no, yeah, they've got a weirdly insular TT league like thing as well, where they don't really go to many international events, but they have loads of people who wander around playing in France, but not.
I mean, it's the American principle of the World Series. If you only play your own country is always.
Yeah. So there was a big tabletop event in Birmingham or something. I can't remember where it was, and there was like 2 German teams, a bunch of Italian teams, a bunch of other European. There was like a Maltese team. There was like a team from Middle East, but there was like no French team. But yeah, but loads of French players in France. Anyway, so have we gone through everyone?
I believe so. Press back and show me the 4 unticketed.
Oh, we went.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So obviously we're gonna have to revisit this in the final, toward the final, maybe the semis.
Yeah.
So what about Pony advertisement?
Oh, we did talk about Pony for about 45 minutes while waiting for Ethelred.
We'll visit very briefly. We are running a star player led competition where you are randomly handed a star player and have to build a team around it and around the limitations of it. So the teams that can have it and the team value it costs, and it's going to be a resurrection league, and he's getting basically it's a rostered star. Quite simple rules, a little bit of extra team value for some of the lower tier teams, but the principle is the star is the crux of the team. I mean, some of the stars, honestly, if you get them, they're going to be an appendix. They're going to be like you're going to get a secret weapon which you use for the first few turns until someone scores, or maybe you hold on to it till you first receive. But some of the stars are going to eat into your team value so greatly, like if you draw Morgenthau, you have to build your team around that now because that's your reality, and you have to choose a team and also you have to name it, and you have to name it in a good way, which does not make me sad because you've just kind of clicked random. You can't click random on your team names, can you? There's no auto team naming, only for AI teams.
Yeah. No auto team name.
But yeah, but I think we're expecting some good quality team names because obviously the star being at the crux is going to give people some initiatives
and some interesting ideas. Yeah.
So the applications are still going. We're gonna have and they will still be going until the draw next week on the 17th. At which point we'll start handing out stars, and people have 1 rejection where they can go for a remaining star after the rejections have been handed. And it's like rejections are gonna be first come first serve, and then you end up with something worse. Well, that's on you, and you can feel bad about it and cry. And now we have been brought over to some athletically proven science I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so
Ring of-
now you were talking about who's. We've actually got 22 responses so far of people who want to play. What was that, Pete?
Okay, so we're not even halfway through the participant.
I mean,
options.
actually, that's kind of frightening. But like, halfway means most of the stars are going to get taken, right? So like, you're going to get to a point where there's only half the stars left.
At 28, that's half. Yeah.
Yeah. That's quite a
We're
lot.
still-
I'm nervous for the idea of there being that many.
I mean, of course, we're gonna have
the
to
amount
split.
of admin we're gonna have to do to set it up, but
It's going to be like, yeah. I mean, you're going to have to do a lot of checking the teams look like
So-
they're supposed to.
Are the stars exclusive?
Okay, so you get 1 star
Yes.
that is given to you, and no one else can have him. However, with your remaining budget, you can choose any of the unchosen stars, and you can have them. And if both players have chosen, say, I don't know, Pudgy, if 2 Fling players have also got Pudgy, and they meet, then neither of them will get him, and you just carry on with that regardless. So as a result, it means you do need to have 11 players without, not including the rostered star.
But I mean, essentially, if there's 22 people, it's going to be unlikely that you're going to get to pick a second star that's
The likes of Bomber coming up more than once is significant. Some of the budget stars, because everyone's going to have a Nuffle Shrine.
Oh yeah, but no,
So-
there's only going to be 1 star for each. Like, there's only going to be 1 bomber. There's only going to be 1 barrack.
Oh
There's
no,
only-
so I mean, if no one draws Bomber,
Yeah,
if no one draws Bomber, then everyone could roster him as a second choice.
yeah, for 10.
After the reshuffles have happened, I mean, if no
Yeah.
one's got him.
But there is the risk that 2 people. Although 10k. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
so everyone getting a Nuffle Altar is going to
Yeah, exactly. So there's a few stars who are 60k naturally because sort of everyone has a Nuffle Shrine. These players are 10k. I can see them getting doubled up if they don't get drawn.
So Ethelred, are you less excited by the idea of this competition purely because of the amount of adminning that's going to happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, can you get a list of the 56 stars available?
Well, what show them?
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at them.
Yeah.
We were having a pick through some of the exclusive stars.
So-
People who trap you to one
They're
team.
not already.
There.
It's on the Discord if you
I've
got that.
I've got like all of them here. So
Right,
Barrack,
we're sorting by
Bertha.
team.
no, I've got all of them on the screen now,
Oh, you can put them on one big sheet.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
and it's just slowly scrolling through all 56, 57 because there's Grotty separately from.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, what do you think of that? By the way, oh, sorry, anyway. There's some really interesting ones, and some having thought back on it, the one I like the idea of having least is Ice Pelt Hammer Blow, just because of Claw with not Mighty Blow and like generally
No block.
no block. It's just
30k. I mean, even on a Norse team, that's going to hurt.
yeah. I mean, essentially, yeah. So
I mean, I don't like Lord Borak because he's boring, but Ice Pelt's actively worse.
yeah,
Hey, Borak. So
Zogoth.
What Lord Boring with a
Right,
spoiler?
you should go.
so
You
go off
go
your bucket heads.
Because Dirty
with
Player and
Borak,
Mighty
you go
Blow.
auto. Borak, you're still going to end up with really good mutations or skills on your goats. But if you got Borak on top, so yeah, I think that's a
Do you know what would be
pretty
even
good-
better?
I mean, if-
having a cheaper star.
I mean, if I had Borak, I would play Nurgle because you can have cheap rotters to fill out the team and still afford
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be part of the competition. When you get your star, you'll have a list of teams, or one team you can choose from.
Mhm.
But if you've got a list of teams, you might go, well, yeah, I can play this. I've been drawn Pudgy. Oh no, but I could just play a human team and have him as a human. There's a cheap star with block. There's another blocker. It's not it's not defining attribute of the team.
Max
whereas-
is pretty bad as well, isn't he?
he's not because he's quite expensive, but he's strength 4, and you got to remember you can build a res team to have bribes, so
Yeah, true.
you could actually run him as a
You know the skills. That's the.
What
well, I
race
think,
is he undead? Spring Leper.
ooh,
Chaos.
Okay. Oh, he's a Chaos Warrior, right?
I will tell you properly in a little. Chaos or Nurgle.
Right. I mean, he's cheap,
He's
so
not even that cheap. Although, actually, remember to take off 50 TV from the cost of these. So he's actually 80, which is pretty cheap for a strength 4.
he's not a distraction from the team's value anyway. But if you get Morg, you better build your team around it because
I
you've
mean-
just lost like a third of your team value.
If
to
you
one
get
player.
Morg, you don't really have a choice, do you?
You've got a lot of choices of who you play, but you've got to get a lot of cheap linemen in there.
There, the thing is, I've noticed. I think there was an actual design concept where they said you're not allowed to have expensive stars without cheap linemen. So all the stars who cost more than 280 have a team with 40 TV linemen in it.
Might be a coincidence, but there's a trend there.
It's
Varak?
enough. It's enough that I think. Pardon.
Varak?
Is 28 is how much? Well, he's got goblins.
It's not a lineman.
No, I mean 16. It means 0 to 16 rostered players, though.
Yeah, I know. I realised.
Like Ryanman.
And he's 290, so he's 10 above this my theoretical. So let's say 290. Everyone above 290 has.
Now, there's a handful. I know I said this before, Efford, that I would have if I could, I would have eliminated Loner from these stars for this competition. But there's a handful of stars who can do their thing without worrying about Loner, and I feel like they are going to be in a strong position.
I mean,
stuff like the stabbers, the hypnotizers, the
Anyone
guys
with-
that have sure hands.
anyone with block.
To a lesser extent, but yes.
Dodge.
The people who
Because if
actually
you
have
could pick
those
up-
base skills that really help them.
At least do a single role. Like it might be a backfielder picking up the ball, but as long as you've got that role, you're not an anchor around the neck of the team. Whereas if you're someone who's meant to be, passing, but you don't have sure hands or catch, and it's kind of
They've usually got pass though or catch, haven't they? So you get a built-in.
Yeah, but I'm
reroll.
saying about the passer sometimes doesn't have sure hands to pick it up or catch to collect it. So you end up having to pass with a player who can't reliably pick up. Or can't be trusted to, because even if you got a reroll near the beginning, you've still kind of... So there's going to be some real sticking points where people are, got a big chunk of their team value tied around this player who's kind of hard to use.
I don't necessarily agree with that, Helio. I think all the ones that are built as passes or catches have pass or catch.
No, nobody have, but I mean actually collecting on the first...
Yeah, what's the
Or
point?
sure hand.
passes.
So
The few
I
passes without sure hands. I think Dwarven one
Not
does
many-
have sure hands.
there's not many stars that are built as ball carriers, to be honest. But the ones that got sure hands. Like again, Rashnak would be a pretty bad one to get. Abby, but yeah, 200k on a hobgob, not great.
I mean,
50,
it's
but-
res. Do you think some people might actually choose AV7 and then get stabbed? But yeah, sneaky git. Why? And is Rashnak only Chaos Dwarfs? Yeah, he is. That is an interesting.
I've got to go. Sorry.
No, see you.
All right.
We've overran
See ya.
anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
You've not done anything wrong.
Sorry.
So Pony will do its draw on the 17th. We'll
Which is next Monday.
have a few days for refusals, and then we'll let people start rostering in earnest, because obviously you won't know.
I'll put a link in the Discord, but we're going to use the Little Army Builder to submit rosters.
Okay, I'm not seeing that one.
Yeah.
Your glorious admin team will be checking your rosters.
For legitimacy.
And then we'll start the whole process of getting the actual team set up. So, yeah.
I mean,
But
like the adminning thing that you're worried about, it's not going to be that bad. It's actually like we'll just because with the Champions League, Spider did it kind of a bit like he wanted the coaches to go in and accept the ticket and then be there and then moved you over to the other league. we're going to do this in like stick everyone in an admin league, give everyone the admin losses or wins or whatever, and then give everyone tickets to the other league. It's not going to be that hard, I don't think. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. And we'll always be around to deal with the inevitable questions.
Because we're not going with a custom team, is that my understanding?
No, so there will be custom teams, but the custom teams don't work for picking stars because you can't roster stars or inducements. So,
Right.
So for anyone who wants to know, we are going to be everyone will have to have a custom team, and they will choose their non-star players and their skills for the non-star players and any non-inducement things, and give us.
And my understanding is to be a custom team, you have to have the legendary expansion.
I mean, yes is the simple answer.
Which FYI is currently on sale.
Yeah.
It depends on what your currency is, but if it's in pounds, it's just under 14.
Yeah, so it's not very expensive.
So I mean, if that's within your budget,
yeah,
that's an option.
I mean, we're not saying you can't have a non-custom team and just buy your players up to 1,000, and try and work out a way around it. It's not impossible to not have LE, but it will severely limit your being competitive, basically.
But it will make winning sweeter.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so
Heart Ripper. Heart Ripper is a good one to get.
Why?
What? That red hot multi-stab. He can't turn over and he gets a stab twice.
But he's quite expensive and a bit shit.
But he's on a good team. I mean, Dark Elves.
Yeah, true.
It's a solid team who don't struggle too much. I mean, I'd probably getting him instead of a Witch Elf, but
160. Yeah. And he's movement 7, which for shadowing is important. And he gets leap, which is always the right answer.
I mean, you probably end up not using that. But...
Anyway, so yes, what we were going to do, everyone makes their custom team. We are going to invite all the custom teams to an admin league where we will admin the amount of gold required for their inducements.
We'll just make it rain.
So basically, so when you in the admin tools, you can artificially give money to these teams, and then we will move everyone into the res league proper, where the money will stay in your team after every game because it's res, so you get all your money back and there are no long-term effects. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
I mean, I make it sound simple, but I've got no idea how it's actually going to work. All I've done is seen it happen to one of my teams in the Champions League. But how hard can it be?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's worth remembering that the Nuffles also really makes these stars a lot less expensive than they would otherwise be.
I mean, one of their chief attribute is who they let you play and who they don't.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who has been very stuck in a rut of playing the same kind of teams, if you're playing a lot of Elf and you're Skaven, you're hooked on the Agility 4, then this might give you a way to sort of taste a very different angle, but in a very like it's kind of like rehab. You're being locked in a room and forced to play with dwarfs until you've got better.
Yeah.
Until you feel better. And the other thing is that a lot of these stars, you just because they're so terrible, you just never see.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe in tabletop there's a place for them.
Count Luther is wonderful, but costs too much.
Some of them you just never see. So
well, there's like one of the kind of achievements on tabletop is basically having played with every star. So the idea that you'd actively go out of your way to play with the shit stars just to manage to fill up your collection.
Crazy Eagle's good. Crazy Eagle, sorry, it's good for eating, isn't it? Because thick skull and regen.
That's his entire purpose. He's an expensive thrall who will hopefully not leave the pitch or leave the team too quickly.
And with armor rate as well.
Yeah. Although armor rate doesn't help with biting at all. But
no.
Regen and he doesn't have. Oh yeah, so he has thick skull and regen.
So the knockouts will be converted into stuns.
Yeah, and the half of the injuries don't happen as well.
Dauntless, which is useful.
I mean, on a
mean-
vamp team where you've got a guy who's specifically there to be bitten, using your vamps is better than using strength 3
Do
dauntless.
you know, sometimes you need the guy who hasn't got bloodlust to do a thing. So
That's true.
if he can start to tackle the big guys, and he's got an opportunity to do that.
Yeah. But it should be fun. I am really excited for the for the what stars we're all going to get. Can't wait.
I'm watching out.
I'm looking forward to the draw. It should be good.
There's going to be some real salt.
In no way because of your special effects.
Yeah, well, I've got my special effects all planned and everything, so
Oh yeah, I'm
good.
so
Indoor fireworks.
I think
on the stream.
we're the only people watching this stream now. By the way, just to warn you.
It's a good conversation.
Yeah,
It's a quality conversation.
it's just 3 of us and maybe a bot or something. Yeah.
Well, that's a good place to end as any,
Yeah.
then, isn't it?
Goodbye. I hope someone watches the VOD up to this far. It's been like 3 hours.
I will show up on the draw. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. No. So you're gonna do it on your stream next Monday,
Effort?
I'll
Etheridge?
do it on mine, I think, because it's going to be easier with the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Exciting.
Oh yeah, you've got your bucket, haven't you? What was your bucket?
No.
A variety of things, Helio. You have to wait until
Don't
next week.
don't give the secret.
I don't know.
Don't give the secret to anyone who might.
I feel like I've been told there's gonna be I don't know if there's gonna be a thing, but I don't know what they are because I can't remember. Okay. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.